I had a confession, which is I go to bed every night, I dream of another recession.
Alessio Rastani, a kind of independent trader on BBC News. What's your emotional reaction to that?
Richard, I couldn't be that man. I couldn't, if he was a woman, I couldn't sort of be friends and go out with a woman like that if I wasn't already married. I would detest them and loathe them. But that's the reality. It's a little like sort of criticising a hyena for doing what a hyena does.
Right.
Why would he show his face? Why would he show his face? I mean, that's just... I wanted to slap him.
Okay. All right. We might have someone storming out before they've even come in, because Alessio Rastani is going to join us, hopefully.
Oh, no.
Is he still here? Alessio, come on out. Come on, give a round of applause.
I'm not sure I'm staying.
Yeah. Alessio, so you caused a hell of a storm. Jenny might well slap you shortly, but just defend yourself at first.
A lot of people have accused me of saying that what I meant was I'm dreaming for people to lose their jobs and become, and feeding for people's misery.
And that's what would happen in a recession. That must be part of your dream.
No, it is not part of my dream. Let me explain. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that the way I said it and the way it was interpreted by the, as you know.
But you couldn't interpret it any other way, to be honest.
Well, yes, there is. Let me explain. You see, the way traders and investors see a recession is completely different, and it's probably something that the public, are not aware of, which is a recession creates an opportunity, not just for me, not just for traders in the city, for everybody. And I think everybody here should learn how to do that. I mentioned this, that the 30s depression created a huge opportunity for people, a small group of people who knew what to do. I don't know how many of you are thinking about buying your first property, maybe your first house. Maybe you're still looking to get on the property ladder. I don't know about you, but would you want to buy a house in the property peak of 2006 when property prices are going through the roof, or would you rather wait and buy it cheaper?
Yeah. But possibly you're a homeowner, absolutely mortgaged to the hilt here.
Now, hang on a second.
No, but there might be, most people here, I would suggest, are probably homeowners, are probably mortgaged to the hilt, who are absolutely screwed if property prices fall by 80%. You're probably a small number of people who don't happen to have bought yet.
Listen, you're right. I mean, I'll give you that point. There are people who, if that is their only home, if they have no other capital, they're going to be suffering. Yeah. But look, what I'm saying is this. If you do have money saved up, if you do have the capital somewhere saved up, if you are ready to take action, then a recession is a fantastic time, because instead of buying a property at, let's say, £500,000, buy it at a discount, 40% discount or whatever, 50% at $250,000.
Where are they meant to get this money from?
Well, that's the thing. You have to be prepared.
You're talking rubbish.
Do you know?
Let's talk about the stuff.
Do you know how most of the people here want to make their money? They want to make their money by doing a decent day's work, getting decently rewarded for it, producing things, providing services, working perhaps in the public sector or in the private sector. They don't want to be in the quick buck culture you want. And you actually do represent a view. And I tell you what, that's the problem. He represents a view of people who have a lot of power over you and a lot of power over your futures. He says he doesn't want a solution to this Euro crisis.
That is not true.
You said it. I saw your interview. You said, I'm not concerned about a solution. But Goldman Sachs run the world, not governments.
Okay.
To me, it's a great opportunity.
Right. Alan, with all respect.
All right, okay, let's just see what you said about Goldman Sachs.
Governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world.
What do you mean by that? Somebody in from Goldman Sachs just flown in on their private helicopter?
The fact is, folks, look. If you're thinking that your government's out there, hey, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Obama out there is in control, guess what? They're nothing more than slaves to the capitalist gangbang. And that sounds like kind of a leftist thing to say, but guess what? That is true.
Can I ask you, Alan, did you ever go to a capitalist gangbang while you were in there?
Unfortunately not. No. Give me the address. I'll
pop around the world. When I saw you on the telly, I was quite impressed. Maybe he speaks a bit of truth here. I thought, I bet he's worth a few quid. Where does he live? The Cayman Islands, Monte Carlo. And then, to my disappointment, you live in Bexley Heath in a semi-detached house. So, I mean, with respect, you can't be that flipping clever, or you wouldn't be living in Bexley Heath. Nothing wrong with it. But at least come in your private helicopter or something.
I don't know how many of you have been to Bexley Heath, but it's a fantastic area. You should come.
A lot of people thought you were a hoax. Were you?
I was not a hoax. The thing about me is sometimes when I speak, it comes out wrong, and it's my fault, the way I express myself, and that's why it came out in some of the newspapers that, the way you read it.
Okay, well, let's finish by hearing what some of the main players in the current Eurozone crisis are saying on the subject. Rest assured, they're all 100% focused on the problem. Jose Manuel Barroso, European Commission President, said, "This is a fight for the economic and political future of Europe." Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, said, "Words must be weighed carefully in dealing with the Euro crisis. That applies to everyone." Italy's Prime Minister, Silvio Berlusconi, said, "Angela Merkel is an unfuckable Lardard." It's not funny, it's disgraceful. Okay, Alessio, you caused quite a stir this week, but we really appreciate your time coming in. Thank you very much. Go on, give him a round of applause. Before the break, let's go to a railway crossing in Japan and join motorists as they wait patiently for an endlessly long train to come a thundering past.